What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. We're back at home in my shop. We're back from Glamis. We're in between weekends because we're going out again this weekend for the last hurrah for before the summer hits, and we're going to close up Glamis Fab and get it prepped for the off season. So in the meantime, guys, I've got to get Che Bella ready. I've got Rocky Mountain Race Week coming up, and the race season for this car is just starting for us. I do most of my racing up in Colorado where the weather's nice during the summer, and hang out with my boys from PFI Speed and the Boosted Boys. And so anyways, I had a company reach out to me about my radiator. They said my radiator was looking a little on the small side, and they'd like to hook me up with something new. So we're gonna go grab the box, bring it on over here, and open this. Guys, the company that reached out to me was ALLOYWORKS, and I'll put a link to the I'll put a link in the description down to their website. Anything aluminum you could possibly think of for your car, radiator, intercooler, overflow bottles, everything, they make it. So we're gonna go ahead and open this box up, see what they sent us for old Che Bella here, and take a look at it. I have not opened this yet. I'm opening this with you guys. So far packaging is pretty standard, spray foam. Looks like everything's packed in there pretty good. Oh, dude, that's a big radiator, I can tell already. So we've got a bag of accessories here. We'll put this to the side for now. Boy, they weren't kidding. This is a big radiator. This will be great for me, guys, on those drag and drive events. I'm going to Rocky Mountain Race Week this year, 1.0, and it's going to be through Texas and Oklahoma in the middle of the summer. It is going to be hot. So this is, wow, this is a thick boy. Check this out, guys. So it comes with a fan and a shroud, and look at how thick that thing is. Wow. I hope I'm going to have room in there. Look at the size of that thing next to my old one. Holy crap. Let me get it out of the bag here real quick, guys, so we can get a better look at it. This thing is freaking ginormous. Check that out, boys. Definitely a lot bigger than the existing. So we're gonna go ahead and get the coolant drained and make some room and drop this thing in here and see how well she fits. So this part's pretty standard. I'm just gonna go ahead and drain the coolant out of Che Bella. And I don't run coolant in here, water only, because of the nature of the racing that I do on the drag strip. They do not want cars with coolant in them, so we run no coolant, pure water. So what happens is, you guys come on in here and take a look at what it does to your radiator when it sits, because you're only running coolant. The other problem is I have cast iron sleeves in this block. So water, cast iron, and aluminum don't mix well. You end up getting that. Not that big of a deal. You just need to clean your radiator out every once in a while. But ALLOYWORKS reached out to me and got me a new unit for the car, so we're gonna go ahead and take this thing out, get the new one installed. While the radiator is draining into the bucket there, I'm gonna go ahead and open up this accessory pack that came with it, see what's inside here. Oh, cool. So it looks like it came with a fan switch and a relay. This is pretty cool. So this would be, guys, if you weren't using your existing fan switch. It comes with a relay, comes with connectors, a inline fuse. Yeah, and let's take a look at this. This is probably gonna be a temperature switch. Yeah, it is. So you would screw that in your motor somewhere, and or in your radiator, and this would turn the fan on at the appropriate temperature. I'm using the fan switch that's, how am I fan switching this car? Fuel Tech. I think I'm using the Fuel Tech to turn it on. I am. I'm using the factory fan switch and the factory relay, and using my Fuel Tech to turn on. So I won't need this, but I can definitely use this on another project, maybe a sand rail, something else that I'm working on. So I'm gonna hold on to these accessories and we'll throw them in the toolbox here. Well, we're gonna undo the upper radiator hose and just, I think we're gonna leave, yeah, I might as well leave it. I'm just gonna pull it back. Ooh, it's got a little split in it too. So good thing I'm doing this now and I can see this stuff. Like I said, guys, during Rocky Mountain Race Week, it gets hot, like 100 degrees plus every day. So definitely having a good cooling system on your car is a must for race week stuff. And then we get a lot of issues with guys boiling their fuel. And the reason their fuel boils is if they're on pump gas, is that you're just kind of resting your foot on the throttle. So your fuel pump is delivering fuel from the back of the car to the front, and it's constantly cycling through the fuel pump and heating up and heating up and heating up, and eventually it will boil your fuel. It'll vapor lock your fuel lines, and your car will shut off. We try to run E85 on the entire route. That way it stays nice and cool, and we don't have any of those boiling issues. All right, well, I've already disconnected my fan. As you guys can see down here, if you want to take a look, I went so far as to put a big Spall fan, big heavy duty thing. I think this was off of a sand car that we had worked on, or it's for a sand car, and this puts out some serious CFM, and that's why I put it on there. I followed the advice of everybody that I watched do Rocky Mountain Race Week before I did it, and they all had overheating trouble. So again, that's why if you look at the front, I don't run a front mount intercooler. I run a water to air intercooler, as most of you guys know, and that's because I don't want that big front mount intercooler sitting down here blocking all the airflow to my radiator. Helps keep my car cool. I've never had any overheating issues on race week, ever. Car runs cool, 185 degrees the entire time, and I have no issues. So we're gonna get the lower radiator hose off, and then we'll get this unit pulled out. All right, looks like I gotta take my O2 sensor out. Cleaned up all the wiring. I'm gonna cut some tie wraps. There we go. Pull my wideband out of the way. Set it up there. Now we should be able to pull this thing right out. Check out the size difference here, guys. Way more capacity. Wow. It's almost double the size. Well, yeah. Pretty cool. Big shout out to ALLOYWORKS for this thing, man. This is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and get it set up and then put in the car. Stop. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and try to fit this thick boy down in here. I do not have a lot of room because of my turbo, my exhaust, and my intercooler. So let's see if we can't finagle this thing in here. Oh, like a glove, boys. Like a glove. Let me get it down here into the factory holders. Oh, dude, look at that. Actually looks like it may have freed up some room. And look at all that capacity, boys. Three row, 4 row. That's a 4-row radiator. Nice, 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 rows. Wow. This thing's gonna be freaking cool, guys. I'm stoked. Look at all that capacity. Nice. All right, guys. Well, we got the thick boy installed. Check that thing out, man. 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-row radiator. So this is definitely going to do the job for race week. Look at all that. This one was awfully small as compared. So it'll give me a lot more coolant capacity. And yeah, man, help this thing run a lot cooler. So again, special shout out to the guys over at ALLOYWORKS who hooked me up with this. And this is not the only thing they hooked me up with. We're going to jump on over to 6.0 in here in just a minute. And I got some products for that thing as well. All right, well, we walked over and grabbed 6.0, brought it over here by the shop. And I'm going to open up the hood here and show you guys what we got from our boys over at ALLOYWORKS. So these trucks have an inherent problem when you accidentally overfill these coolant bottles. And you see mine's down here at the minimum. I'm very diligent about it. They tend to blow apart and crack. So again, the guys at ALLOYWORKS reached out to me and said that they made a billet aluminum degas bottle for this truck. So let's go over here and open up the box. Check this thing out. You can see I already pulled it open because it's hard to do with one hand. But again, really good packaging. Nice spray foam style packaging. And I chose the black one versus the aluminum one. So this is powder coated black. Let's check this piece out. Sorry about that, guys. All right. As I drop it and break it. Man, what a nice piece this is. Look at the welds on that. It's friggin' top notch. Nice like wrinkle powder coating on it. Comes with a new cap. Comes with this in here to tell you how full your bottle is. It's got a drain in the bottom so you can actually drain the degas bottle where the factory one doesn't have a drain in it. You have to drain some coolant out. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna walk over here. We're gonna drain out a little coolant and we're gonna get that thing replaced. All right, I got a bucket underneath there, draining out some coolant. I'm just gonna drain it till the degas bottle line goes down to the bottom and it's empty. We'll go ahead and take out the 2 8mm, undo the hose clamp down here and on the side to get it pulled out, and then we'll get the new one installed. Quite empty. So what we're going to do now is take these riv nuts or whatever you call them, these slip-on deals, and they're going to slip right back onto here. I'll take this one off as well, and then we'll go get the new degas bottle, pop it back in the truck. That thing's gonna slide right back into the factory location. All right, new bottle's in, bolted up. Now hook my hoses back up. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Then we'll get this thing topped off, filled back up. All right, get the lid off here. I love having this sight right here. And now I guess the idea behind this thing is now you can actually fill this to where it needs to be without worrying about the OEM one cracking from being too full. So this is really, really cool. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing topped off. Got some fresh Xerox G05 going in. I use only that or Ford Gold. Only 2 coolants you should be using in a 6-liter diesel. Ask me how I know. All right, so we got to pull some out of the bucket that we drained and get this thing finished up. Okay, guys, well, we got her filled up to our sight glass there, about halfway up. Got the cap back on. This thing's all finished up and ready to rip, guys. Special shout out to the guys over at ALLOYWORKS for hooking us up with the degas bottle here for 6.0 no and the radiator for Che Bella. We'll go back in and take a look at that. All right, well, 6.0 no is all filled up and running. You can see our coolant level on the sight glass there, and new degas bottle is installed. So totally stoked. 6.0 no's got another upgrade. So guys, that's gonna wrap up this little product review video. This radiator is friggin' humongous and it's awesome. And that degas bottle in 6.0 no is just what we needed to get that coolant level up to where it needs to be. So once again, a special shout out to the guys over at ALLOYWORKS for hooking up Che Bella and 6.0 no. And if you guys want to get your ALLOYWORKS products, click the link in the description below for 8% off your order. Use code DUNE at checkout. That's D-U-N-E, code DUNE at checkout for 8% off your order on anything on ALLOYWORKS website. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give us a like and a subscribe, and we will see you in the dunes.